Hello to all of my GEMS family. Happy August. Happy Friday. I hope everybody is doing great. I can't believe it's a new month and we are in August. That's wonderful. It's wonderful, exciting, all of those things. A new month gives you new dreams, new opportunities, and new hopes for your dreams to come true, to come to fruition. Today, I wanted tip to tap in and to talk about everything is going to work out. Um, there are some things in life that we just don't understand. There's a lot of things that's kind of like a mystery. You don't know how things are going to work out, what's going to be the next steps in life, but just know that as long as you stay the course and do what you're supposed to do, everything is going to be okay. And I'm not saying that to downplay the struggles in life. I'm not saying that, life is going to be easy, but things are going to be okay as long as you do what you're supposed to do. And it's more than just keeping a positive attitude, it's taking action and doing everything that we're supposed to do for ourselves to keep our mental health in a good space, to keep positive energy. You must take care of yourself. You have to put in the work. And one of the things that I have been saying to myself recently is that if you want to have drastic change in your life, it causes us to have drastic action. Mm. And most don't want to hear that statement. People want to take an easy route, an easy way to something, right on the coattails of other people's success, you know. But the real answer and the solution to things in this life is, if you want drastic change, you got to make drastic effort. So we have to put in the work. You got to put in the work involved in order for you to have the life that you want and the life that you deserve. But you know, honestly, I one of the things that I had to learn was to be patient and stop trying to control and fix things. All we can do is work on what's in our power, what's in the power of your hand. And what's in the power of our hand is our actions, our reactions to things. Hi, Misty. How are you doing? Happy Friday. One of the things that's in the power of our hand is how we react to things. Do you show up in a manner that would be positive? Are you taking care of your mental health? Are you doing all the things that you need to do? Well, then you know that if you're doing everything possible, you're doing all the things in the power of your hands. There is a lot of times where you just have to stand back and let whatever is happening happen. And it can be very frustrating sometimes when you want to help other people. You want to make people act the right way. You want people to do the right things. But we can't make people grow up. We can't stop people from being immature and negative and having an attitude. All we can do is work on ourselves and do everything that we need to do. And as long as we know we're doing what we need to do, everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be all right. It's not always what we want. Things in this life don't always work the way we want them to work, but it's working according to how the chips are supposed to fall. And I didn't understand this concept about letting things happen how it's supposed to happen because of my issues with control. We think that things are going terrible in our life, and actually, it's coming together. Sometimes things have to fall apart in order for them to come together. Sometimes the worst situation that you think could ever happen to you in your life is what is going to help you in the future to be who you are. So we don't really think about those things, and we have to stop our mind from thinking that everything is bad when some things is just a part of life. And some things, yes, they are painful, hurtful, traumatic. Yes, we have to put all of that in that place. But after, what are we doing with our lives to make ourselves happy? That is one of the things that people don't focus on, those things: personal accountability, responsibility, personal growth and development. If you want drastic change, like I'm going to keep saying throughout this live stream, if you want drastic change in your life, there has to be drastic action. You have to do things in order for you to have the life that you want. You can't just wait and expect for things to change, shift, pivot in your life if you're not doing anything different. Now, I can say, for to be somebody who has gone out on a limb, tried new things, that yes, it's going to be scary. It's going to be frustrating. There are going to be many times in our life where we're not going to have support when we're going through certain situations. Yeah, and it is frustrating. See, but it's not about us having support from the people we want support from. Because I'm telling you something, that when you're going through something, God is going to open a door, a window. He's going to provide a way, an escape for us to get through whatever it is that we need to get through. So I just want you guys to know that um, everything is going to work out the way that it's supposed to work out in its time, at exactly the right time, with whoever it's supposed to work out for. One thing that I had to understand is that I can't have control over everything, and we can't have control over everything. We can't control how people will react to things. We can't control how our life is going to go. Situations are going to happen to us. And you just have to take a deep breath sometime and just let the chips fall where they may. That is one of the hardest things in life, is to not being able to control what is next, what's going to happen next in our life. It is very frustrating, especially if it's you got a health problem going on, or um, a relationship ends, whether it's romantic or platonic, or you got some other things going on. Maybe it's just personal issues. Maybe it's the uncertainty of the economy and just trying to keep up with, the cost of living. Things are more expensive now, more stressful. So, yes, it is going to put pressure on us, and you will get frustrated and wonder, how are you going to make it from one day to the next, which is a normal human concern. But honestly, we can't let the situations that happen in our life, what other people do, get to us. Don't let other people get to you and make you feel some type of way, okay? Hey, realist, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Friday. Hey, love baby. Happy Friday. Welcome in, everybody. Hi, Southern Belle 74. How are you doing? Welcome, everybody. I hope you guys are having an amazing August so far. How was your day? How was your week, everybody? Hope everybody had a good start to your August. Guys, you do you guys have do you guys have any plans this coming weekend? I would love to hear about it. But I just wanted to say to everybody who is here live, or if you're listening in the replay, for you to think about being patient. And I think one of the things that is the hardest for me as I'm getting older is learning to be patient with my life, learning to be patient with changes, because maybe some things were a certain way and things change. Maybe people change, or people have revealed themselves. Maybe the mask have fallen off because you've matured, and that is one of the things that I have come into. I got kind of frustrated a few months ago because I started seeing things for what it was. Maybe you were gullible and now you're more reasonable. You can see things. You don't fall for the trickerization, the lies, and now you can see things for what it is. And that's a good thing. Don't look at it as a bad thing. It's good when you don't get fooled, when people can't pull a wool over your eyes, play mind games with you, mess with your money, and you know how to put people in their place, and you can pay attention to that negative, toxic energy. That's a good thing. That's one of the best things in life is learning to mature and learning when a door needs to be closed in your life. Let's see what's going on. Um, Love Baby says, "Good Friday. I'm here at work. Just finished having lunch. Awesome, Love Baby. Sounds good." Okay, Realist has got his weekend off to a good start. He said, just to kick my feet up, get my sip on. Okay, sounds like a some very calming weekend, chill weekend. That's good. I honestly would just wanted to come live and to chit chat with everybody and welcome you guys to your August. You know, it wouldn't be Life with Marlene without it. I'm trying my best to do a stream every single day, um, as much as I can, to check in with you guys, to leave a positive message, because they always say that there's nothing positive on social media, and I beg to differ. I always try my best to bring some positive message to social media through what I'm saying, how I've lived. And today I wanted to say that everything is going to work out just fine. Everything is going to be okay, even when you don't understand, even when you don't know how. I have had so many days in my life where I have been so worried. You can't even sleep at night thinking about how this bill will be paid, and what's going to happen, and the stability in life, and it's just so much things that you have on your mind, and things that when you're responsible for other people as well, whether it's in the business arena, or whether it's with your relatives, your home environment. You can't worry about things too much. All that stress, that will just put you in the ground. It really will. All the stress will just put you in the ground for real. Let me see. Comment from Love Baby. I'm working the weekend, nothing much but working. I need to take my vacation soon. Love Baby, you and I are in the same situation. I'm working from tonight all the way until Sunday at noon. So I'm working. You could say I'm working almost 3 days straight. So me and you are in the same sort of predicament. And everything is going to be all right. You know, we're handling our business. Really, realist. Realist says, and soak my feet. Okay, you got a foot soaker, realist. Realist says you don't know. You don't know? Hey, real odds and evens. How are you doing? Happy Friday. Happy August. How's it going? Thanks for being here. How were things? Just trying to tap in with everybody, see how everybody is doing. Rilla says, I've been learned not to stress and stay stuck on negativity. Folks look at me like I'm crazy because I don't stress like them. Mm. And when people look at you like you're weird, to be honest, it's because they're jealous. There's a lot of people that they're grown, but they have no coping skills. So much people that are adults, they have zero coping skills in this life. They don't know how to handle changes. Like every single thing upsets them. And they're arguing, they're going off, they're snapping at other people. The least amount of stress, and then they got to smoke. They need something to drink. I don't know. I don't understand. It's like people have been adults for so many years, but they still don't know how to handle it. So I feel like this is a good opportunity for me to talk about some coping skills in life. When you feel really stressed out about something, people forget that you really do need to take some deep breaths. Go for a walk. You got to take some moments before, instead of snapping off at other people, you got to learn to handle your stress. Can't let people get to you like that. And some people, that is their mission in life. They love to irritate you because some people love to see a reaction. Like when you always have a bad reaction, like you get upset very easily or you take the bait. The majority of people love to see somebody who takes the bait because, especially a person who is very angry and has a very sad existence in their home environment. They're very lonely. They're very miserable. They don't have friends. You know, their life is not enjoyable because they make it that way. And that is something that I had to learn. Is I had to learn to make myself happy and to not allow life situations and problems to shift my attitude in life. You got to be in control of you. Love baby is laughing. Yes. That's how you got to be, realist. Yeah. Thanks for the uplift. Even us motivators need a little updraft. Yes, exactly. Everybody needs to have a place, a safe place to be like, this, and this is getting on my nerves, and whatever it is, and this is how I'm gonna handle it. I'm gonna take my deep breaths. I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna hit the gym. You got to find some peace in your life, and it's not waiting for people to bring you peace. You have to go to the peace. You have to do things to restore your own mindset, taking care of yourself, taking care of your mental health, because miserable people, all they know how to do is bring you more misery. And the miserable people love to engage. They want to argue with you. They want to go back and forth. They like to start things. They love to be messy. But when that is not a part of you, you just you let them be messy and angry and miserable. Don't let that ruin your life. Don't let other people ruin your day. I just gave up and learned how to go with the flow. I don't worry too much about bills. I send another notice. That's how I feel. There you go. Exactly. Got to invite the positive vibes. Yeah, you have to. You have to. You have to want positive vibes. See, and that is the difference. A lot of people don't want positive vibes. A lot of people just want to be miserable. They want to be miserable. They want to be angry. And they hate to see another person happy. To me, I think it's the craziest thing. Because usually on all my channels, I usually just talk about positive things or, life lessons and things like that. And you guys just don't know. People be coming for me in the comment section that you guys usually don't see those things because it's held for review or I block them beforehand. But it's so much people on social media that either they're kids or they got some mental illness or they're just strange. Some people are just strange. They're weirdos. But I don't let them. I don't let other people get to me. I don't let anybody steal my joy, my peace, block my blessings, stop my dreams and my hopes. Because what's mine is mine and nobody can take it away. And I think that's very important for us to understand. What's meant to happen for you is going to happen, regardless of who likes or supports or understands. What's going to happen for you is going to happen for you regardless. You just got to stay the course and do what you're supposed to do. Things will happen in time, but you also have to make sure you're making time for your peace. You're making time for your mental health. You do have to take care of yourself, everybody. We all do. We got to make time, just like Love Baby said she can't wait for a vacation. And I'm in that space too. I feel like I've worked so hard this year. Ooh, I feel like this year of 2025, I feel like I've worked already a full year and it's only August. I feel like I've worked like 10 months and it's only been we're only in the 8th month right now. It's wild. It's crazy. There's sometimes in life that you just feel like you're running on that hamster wheel, but you're really not going anywhere. But you feel you're not going anywhere, but you are making progress. As long as you're doing the best that you can, don't let anybody tell you that you're not doing a great job. Don't let anybody make you feel less than because you're not. People love to laugh at you because of what you're doing until what you're doing actually something great happens with that. You know, just stay the course. Especially I want to give some encouragement and motivation to somebody who is, starting a new venture, starting something new, learning something new, maybe a new business, new opportunity, and go for it. You don't need anybody's validation. You don't need other people's support. As long as you know this is what you want to do, go for it. And everybody, please make sure that you're taking care of yourself. I know that recently I have been doing a lot of eating very unhealthy. I've been eating a lot of junk and garbage because the Lord knows that when I am stressed out, I definitely stress eat. I eat what I am not supposed to do, and I'm trying to do better for sure. But if you don't take care of your physical health, it's going to affect every other part of your health. If you're not nourishing your body, you won't be able to think properly. You won't be able to show up and do things, and that's just not okay. Let's see what I missed, because we definitely have to take care of ourselves. I want you guys to have the happiest, best life ever. Make sure you're scheduling time for you, ladies and gentlemen, because this is not a channel. I'm not one that I just say, "Oh, just focus on women." No, focus on all human beings. making sure that each and every one of us are taking care of ourselves. I have to get myself back in gear. Like sometimes I be talking to myself. I'll be like, girl, what is you doing? You gotta get yourself like you gotta stop eating this junk food and you gotta give yourself some nutritious food. And I've gotten myself back on that. What I've been doing recently is I just stopped buying the junk food. That helps me. And I'm definitely the person that if I don't meal prep or I don't have something prepared, I'm just going to eat any garbage. I just know myself. That's the person that I am. And I got to give a big applause to those who have enough courage to, not be tempted to eating those things and they'll just continue to eat healthy food. Well, that's not me. Because if I see something and I can just grab it and eat it, I'm going to eat it. So I'm trying to do better. So I've been meal prepping twice a week, and I give myself the permission one day a week to let myself have bread, rice, or pasta, not a combination, one of them, bread, rice, or pasta, and then the rest of the week I'm eating what I need to do so that I can stay in line with my fitness and my goals in general as being a healthy woman, because that's how I want to show up. If I want to be here to do what I'm supposed to do in my life, I got to be okay. I got to be healthy. Hey James, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Friday. Happy new month. Realist says 100. you know. So, I'm just giving some encouragement to everybody, you know. I know that it's hard. This life is hard. This life can be very frustrating, you know. Life can be very frustrating with the things that you're going through. It can be. This life can be very frustrating. Just trying to handle the day-to-day life, trying to survive, keep food on the table, a roof over your head. I'm not gonna lie. Some days it's harder than others. Sometimes when you get those bills, just want to scream like, I just finished paying this bill and here comes another one. But I like to just focus on the positive, the good things, and not worry myself too much about the things that I can't control. You just got to do the best that you can, and that's it. Just do the best that you can. Be your best and do your best and take care of yourself. I wish I would have known that a long time ago that I should take care of myself better. And Love Baby is doing a good thing by saying, she needs to take a vacation. Myself as well. I have not scheduled a real true. I've taken like staycation, like take a day off here or there, or take off a weekend. But I mean a real true vacation, like be off grid for a full week. For me, taking a full week off, that's a real vacation. And I'm looking forward to having one of those. I usually take a vacation in October or November every year. So I'm looking forward to a real true vacation where I'm not going to be going. I'm just going to be chilling at, you know, wherever it is that I am, just chilling and enjoying myself. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you're doing something for you, taking care of yourself, because we all deserve to be cared for. And you can't wait for other people to care about you. You got to care about yourself. So I know this is the part of the conversation that people aren't going to like. Please make sure that you're getting, your checkups. I'm not going to lie to y'all because I feel just like many of you as well. I don't like going to go to checkups. I don't like doing those things, but I know that if I want to be around, I got to take care of myself and prevent what I can prevent and not be selfish, especially when you got people who are depending on you and they need you around. You can't just say whatever. I don't like it. What they say, an ounce of prevention is an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of a cure. So let's prevent what we can. Make sure we're drinking our water and minding our business. Don't forget that, ladies and gentlemen. Drink your water and mind your business. You know, that's what I've been doing more and more lately. Um, Sometimes you guys see me on here, but trust and believe that Marlene is most definitely mine. I really don't be about, what other people are doing. I'm just doing me and trying to make things happen for my life, my future, my peace, my joy. And what other people are doing, I'm happy for people when I see people winning and succeeding. But as far as me, I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can afford, and that's what I'm doing. Mhm. Right, realist. You got to know yourself. Love baby says she needs 3 weeks off. Oh man, I don't know what I would do with myself if I had 3 weeks off. I don't know what I would do with myself. I probably would spend probably a whole first week sleeping, like nothing but sleeping. But if you need 3 weeks off, please take the 3 weeks off. Um, I see people all the time in the job. They just keep working and working and they never take one day off. I'll tell you guys something. Trust and believe, especially when it comes to a job. They're not loyal, okay? They're not loyal like you think they are. When they get ready, they're gonna they're gonna end your position. So if it's possible and you got some PTO time and you can get paid to take that day or 2 days off, do it. Okay. I just wanted to hop on here and encourage everybody and to tell you guys to make sure you're taking care of yourself. I think that's one of the things that's so hard being an adult to balance work and life, or even when you're not working, even if you're in that zone of retirement or you don't work and stuff, it's still a lot of things going on. Like you could be helping other people, but don't forget to take care of yourself. Okay, make sure you're taking care of yourself. And recently, I think last month was mental health awareness month, and I forgot to tap in on that subject more than I wanted to. But I know it's better late than never. But I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Mental health most definitely matters. What you're going through in your life most definitely matters. Don't let other people control how you are handling things. If you need to take some time off, take that time off. Take that break. Don't let people stress you out. Don't let a job stress you out. Don't let people who are not well mentally get you crazy. That is a real thing. When you are dealing with people who are mentally ill, you can snap off and become just as off as they are. So you got to be careful. Don't let people take you down a road where you're going to regret. You don't want to go down a road of regret. You know the people that are not too right. You know the people who are always angry and complaining and stress you out. Don't let other people affect your mental health. When you see that, Somebody's doing something and it's bringing you stress, remove yourself from their presence. Take breaks as often as possible. I know sometimes you can't always get away from the stress because it could be from your job and you just got to be there. Sometimes you just got to bear it, handle it, but you just take it with a grain of salt. Don't let people get to you like that. You just I don't listen to a lot of people. I just block them out. Like, they're talking their mess, talking about people, gossiping about people, talking about you. And people love to laugh at you, but at the same time they're jealous of you. I've al- I've always thought that that was something that was so super weird, how people don't like you, but at the same time wish that they were you. That's something. Make it make sense. It really doesn't. There's a lot of people out there that don't have enough courage to do what you're doing, because it takes courage to be positive. It takes courage to shut your mouth when you want to snap off or when you want to pop off on somebody. It takes a lot of strength, inner strength. People think that it's a sign of weakness, but it's not. It's not a sign of weakness to walk away. It takes a lot of inner strength to be like, you know what? I know I'm about to go off. I know I'm about to do something that could land me in the slammer. I'm not doing that. So I'm just going to walk away, and I'm just going to say, this person is not worth it. They'll never get it, because some people never will. No matter what you say and you tell them about your boundaries, they don't listen. They don't care. They want you to be just like them, because they won't put in the work. They won't work on themselves and heal that little boy or little girl inside of themselves. For the rest of their life, they're going to complain about what other people did, but they're not going to do something to take some of that stress off themselves. And I will never stop saying it. Therapy is the best thing that ever happened to me. Because if it wasn't for therapy, I would be either under the ground or I would be serving a life sentence. And that's real. Therapy really helps me with my anger issues, a lot of unresolved issues. I had a lot to learn. I had to learn how to be in control of myself without always. I don't You don't always have to have the last word. That's one thing that I had to learn. I had to learn that part. Rilla says, if we don't protect our mental, nobody will. That's one of the truest things ever in life. You got to protect your peace. You got to protect your energy. You can't let these dark entities. There's a lot of people who are very, very much dark. And you got to be aware. You got to pay attention to how people show up, and not want to believe what they're saying, but how do you feel when you're around them? Do you feel like, that person is just something about them? I can't put my finger on it. If people show up with that type of energy, don't blame yourself. Don't say, oh, it's just me, or they, because people can really be really good with the old okey doke, with trying to pull a wool over your eyes. But pay attention to that energy. Pay attention to it. Something don't feel right. Trust in that. Okay. So that's one of the things that I'm still working on that inside of me. Just letting myself take breaks, knowing when I'm tired, knowing when I'm frustrated, knowing people who not to respond to. And that's really about being learning to mature and not letting everybody get to you. Part of being a mature woman or man is knowing when to separate yourself from fools and negativity and go do your thing. Tend to yours, mind yours, not minding theirs, because what they have going on in their life, that's their situation. It's not yours. You just got to do what you got to do. That's what's important in life. I spent so many years, I can't even tell you guys. I spent so many years of my life being distracted, letting other people distract me. So many years, feeling like I couldn't do anything when, of course, I could do it. Because anything that comes to your mind, it means that you can activate it. But you got to empower yourself. You have to be confident. You got to believe in yourself, put in the work, and then what is it called? Be consistent and be persistent. And getting back to talking about mental health and how important mental health is, we really don't think about how important our mental health is until our mental health really gets messed up. And how does our mental health get messed up? By us ignoring things, pushing things to the background, telling ourselves that we're okay when we're not. Because, yeah, there's sometimes being an adult, we can't just have the full out meltdown when we want to. Some days I really feel like I wish I could be a toddler and have a full out tantrum, fall on the ground, kicking and screaming. I wish I could do that because of how I feel that day, but you gotta maintain and keep on going. But then you still gotta give yourself some time. Maybe not at that moment. You can't have that meltdown. But if you feel like you gotta melt down, go ahead and have your meltdown when you get home. I'd rather somebody have a meltdown in a safe space than crash out. I don't want to see people crashing out. I think it's Gwen Michelle that said this is the year of no crash outs. We don't want to. I don't want to see you guys crash out. I want to see you guys do something that you will regret later, when you should just leave those people alone. Especially people on social media who don't know you, people on this red app or other apps. These people don't know you. Don't let them make you crash out. You know, people who are mentally unstable, or you going back and forth with kids, or what's worse, people who are grown people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s having doxing sessions. Like, it's like, come on, everybody, let's grow up, let's mature. What other people got going on in their life, while I feel sorry for other people, I got my own things going on. I got my own issues that I'm trying to handle. I'm trying to keep my head above water. I'm trying not to drown in my bills. I'm trying my best not to um become dysfunctional and crash out, or have a mental breakdown. Because if you don't take care of your mental health, you will have a breakdown. We can't always be strong all the time. You know, we can't um, always be strong. Sometimes it's a good thing for us to just let ourselves have those moments. Like, for me to be good, I always give myself at least 1 or 2 days per month for me to have my meltdowns. Some people think that's strange or weird, but I give myself at least 1 or 2 days per month for my meltdowns. I rather have meltdowns at home than to have crash outs online, or to crash out at the workspace, or out in public. I'd rather have those moments where I let myself do what I need to do. Sometimes I just need to to be in bed and get some sleep, or other times it's just I feel sad because I'm grieving, or I, sometimes I just flat out I don't feel good. But you got to give yourself the room and the space so that you can be okay. See, everything in life, it's going to be okay when you take the right measures, when you're taking care of yourself, when you're doing everything that you need to do for yourself. And it's most definitely not easy. Um, I'll say something that I normally wouldn't say in the public, but today I really don't care what other people have to say, because I feel like maybe somebody needs to hear this message in the public. I usually will say these things like in a member only thing, but today I'm just going to say it in the public. Sometimes, um, in with grief, I feel like I don't want to get out of the bed. I don't want to try anymore. I get so discouraged. But that's when you're feeling that way, it's fine to feel that way. And it's very important for you to acknowledge that, you know. I'm really missing whoever it is, and say that out loud. Don't be afraid to say that. And if you need to shed those tears, or be upset, journal about it, pray about it, do whatever that you need to do so that you can get yourself back in that space. But what you can't do is ignore it. And that's what I did for a long time. And that is what ultimately caused me to have um a breakdown, literally. Like my body just shut down because I was going on autopilot for such a long time after losing my mom, my dad, and my aunt. I lost all three of them passed within 1 year, and they were all integral parts of my life. And it was like I think I was just going on autopilot, and my way of coping with it was to ignore it. Like I poured myself into work and to doing things for others, but I didn't let myself face it. I didn't let myself shed any tears. I didn't let myself talk about it. I didn't want to talk about it. And ultimately, if you keep ignoring things that you need to have a conversation about, not with just anybody, but maybe having a conversation with yourself. And, I believe honestly in having those conversations with yourself, like, you're not doing okay. Why are you not doing okay? Because I miss this person and this person. And then I have the whole conversation. And what do you miss? I miss talking to them. I miss seeing them. I miss this. I miss that. And when I say that, it validates how I feel. I'll shed tears. I'll journal, and that's when I feel empowered. I take my power back. And then I said, what are you going to do because you missed them? And then I remind myself of the tools that I got when I was in therapy. And I'm a person that I turn my pain into my power. And I said, I really miss my mom today. And my mom was definitely advocate for helping the elderly. So I'll go and give back and do something for the elderly. And then I feel a connection with my mom again, and I feel peace in doing something that she loved. So I don't know why I shared that, but maybe somebody needed to hear it. So I just wanted to say that to somebody. If anybody is missing somebody today, or you're going through something, some personal issue, maybe it's not grief. Maybe you're just going through a lot of things. And I feel like sometimes when it's not one thing, it's another, right? Always going to be something in life to try to stress you out, but you got to be patient with yourself. And that's something that up until today, I have most definitely not mastered patience. I think I'm doing much better than I used to, but I let myself feel how I feel, and that's it. I let myself feel how I feel. And if I need to feel sad that day, I let myself feel sad, you know. I want to say that to the ladies and the gentlemen. You don't always have to be strong for everybody. Sometimes being the strongest person that you can be is being strong enough to face your pain. And that's a hard one. Being strong enough to say, I need a break or a rest, and then being compassionate, applying compassion to yourself and saying, I deserve to not carry around this pain. I deserve a break, a rest, a vacation. I deserve to go out and do something that will bring a smile on my face, or doing something that is in servitude to somebody else, so that you can feel good. Giving back always makes me feel better about myself, because when we make a sacrifice for somebody else, we think we stop thinking about our problems. And I can't say that that's always going to help everything, but I know that it helps me. When I give to others, I feel like I'm giving to myself. I get my mind off of my problems and stop being sad and stop being angry, stop being frustrated. It, even for a moment, it's not forever, but I want to say to anybody who is, whatever it is that you're going through, you got to find some things that will distract you, something that you like to do, whether it's a sport, it's gaming, it's going somewhere and looking at a peaceful view of the mountains or the waters, or spending time with a pet, doing something, doing something to not be focused on yourself and your problems. That helps me every time. So I've been over here chit chatting, talking you guys' ears off for all of this time. And I forgot to ask you, Gems, what do you all have going on? You have anything heavy that you're carrying around, a heavy weight? I've been seeing some people on these YouTube streets that are dealing with some heavy things. Um, I saw a post from Lynn's Life Lessons, and I just want to give her a shout out for a second. I don't know when she's having it or whatever, but Miss Lynn is having brain surgery, a really serious thing. So I just want Miss Lynn to know that she's being thought of, and she's in my prayers. And I hope that everything is going to go well and she's going to come back better and stronger than she ever was. So, yeah, Miss Lynn. And I know that Miss Purple has had some times where she's just not feeling good. So, thinking about Miss Purple and somebody I haven't been seeing on these YouTube streets for a really long time. And that's on Chilling with a Realist, Mary B. I haven't seen her. I hope that she's doing okay. Also, Miss 702. Um, yeah. And I know that Kicking It with the Rooks, she has some things going on in her family, a lot of things that she's carrying. So, and also anybody who is here in my chat, um, I may not know what you guys are going through individually, but I hope everybody is doing okay. And I know also Mama Global of Global Empire, um, that she had surgery recently, and I hope that she's doing okay. Yeah, I do remember when you guys talk about things that you do have going on, but I know some of you have things going on that you really don't talk about. But just know that everything is gonna be okay according to how it's meant to be, and the purpose that's meant to be for you. We go through situations in life sometimes that we don't understand, And maybe it's not meant for us to understand. And I know that it can be very stressful, but just be patient with yourself and do the best that you can. That's all. That's all, honestly. That's all, honestly, we can do is do the best that we can. But we can't give up and discount how important support is. And I don't mean support from negative people or trying to get support from people who don't support you. I mean, making sure that you ask for help. And till this day, I'm this age that I am, and I still struggle with that. Some days I don't want to ask for help. I was just raised that way. That's just my fallback. I was not raised to ask for help because it's like you're soft and stuff, but I know that that's a toxic mindset. And I'm trying to get away from that. But for the most part, I try to handle my own business, do the best that I can, but on those times where you're really struggling and you're going through things, I want to say to somebody who needs to hear it today, make sure that you ask for help from the right people, people who support you, because people can't read your mind. And if you need, sometimes it's not that you actually need help. Sometimes it's just a safe space for you to vent. Um, for me, I am a part of support groups. I go to support groups for grief and for dysfunctional families. I'm in two groups on Facebook, and just hearing how what other people are going through and how they're with it and how they feel. Sometimes it's not finding support from people who haven't gone through it. You need to look for people who actually have gone through what you've gone through. Maybe it's not in the same way, but if you really want to get support, you got to find support from people who understand you. And I'm telling you, there is nothing is like the peace that I feel when I can type something in a chat and say, I'm going through this, and this, and somebody else says, I know how you feel. That happened to me a year ago or whatever. But when you tell other people, and they may be a good listener, but if they've never been through it, it's nothing like telling somebody something and they understand how you feel and what you're going through. I'm grateful that there are spaces now. It's not like it was back in the day. Whoever's old enough to understand, back in the day, you didn't talk about um, mental health disruptions. You didn't talk about those things. There wasn't freeness to talk about people who have schizophrenia and bipolar, or those who ADHD or whatever. They have some stuff going on, and people didn't talk about abuse and health problems and stress and coping with stress and things like that. But these days we have tools, we have books, and there's important conversations like this to say that, if you're going through something, seek support. You don't have to always keep act like you're tough and strong. Yeah, there are a lot of times in life where we do have to be tough and strong, but you do have to have spaces where you gain the support. You get those virtual hugs for your heart. You get the emotional and mental support, but you got to take care of yourself, everybody. We each do. We got to take care of ourselves. Let's see what I missed. James is a baby? Who had a baby, James? What did I miss? I missed something. I don't know what I missed in the chat, but I see a baby is growing. I don't know. What did I miss? I'm sending you guys positive support, reinforcement, encouragement. Keep your head up, everybody. Take care of your mental health. Take care of yourself, and do the best that you can. You know, don't ignore how you feel. How you feel matters, but you got to make sure that you're getting the support that you need to from supportive people, not the fake support from, as people call them, family, which I call them relatives. You're not gonna get support from some people, so don't waste your time. Actually, relatives are the ones that make the stress, but that's a topic for another day. James has a cat named Baby. Aw, that's so cute. Enjoy that cat, James. I honestly can say that in the past about a year or so, I've kind of, your girl has softened a little bit when it comes to the cats. I've always been, I'm a dog, I'm a dog person, but I have actually become kind of softened, and I honestly have been thinking about getting a kitten. I have. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what the answer is. I've been thinking about it. See how it goes. Enjoy that baby cat, James. And to everybody who is here, I wish you a month full of blessings and positivity, encouragement. Make sure that you take care of yourself this month of August. You're not letting life stress you out. You're not letting people get to you, and you're taking your breaks. Remember, we got to pour into ourselves. You got to put on your own oxygen mask and take care of yourself. Thank you all so much for your support. Shout out to my mods. Shout out to the channel members. Shout out to my replay gang. And to everybody who is going through something today, which I think it's everybody, take care of yourself. Do the best that you can. Everything is going to be okay. But you got to do the steps. You got to do the things necessary to take care of yourself because you matter. Thank you all so much for your support, and I will try my best to tap in tomorrow. This is Life with Marlene, your Florida vlogger, motivational speaker, and life coach. I will see you guys on the next one. Everyone, have a great rest of your Friday. As for me, I'm getting myself together for my long weekend, doing some meal preps for my next 2 days. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody. Love baby. I hope you have a good weekend as well and you get some rest. James, enjoy that cat. Shout out to Realist. Take care of yourself, bro. I didn't see him in here today, but shout out to Nate, the great podcast. Always shout out Geo Vlogs H Town, um, Real Odds and Evens, Sirius as a Virgo from Georgia, Pre-Retirement Days, Coco Barbie, and who else always be in my comment section? DJ Ron, and yeah, thank you guys all for your support. Thank you so much. Have a happy August, everybody, and I will try my best to tap in tomorrow. Bye.